Hello, class 9. I was teaching you the fourth chapter of the biology, that is flower. I had completed in my previous video calyx and corolla, that is sepals and petals. Today I will start with the androecium. Okay, so androecium is a male part of the flower. Okay, so male part of the flower is known as a androecium. Okay, now let's start. Inner to and above the petals are present male reproductive organs called stamen. So inner to मतलब अंदर से ऊपर की तरफ above the petals. तो petals के अंदर petals क्या होते हैं? Colored world of the flower is known as a petals. Okay, the corolla or petals both are same, and these are the colored. Okay, so in previous class I had told you about the petals. So inner to and above the petals. So petals में इनर अंदर की तरफ एंड ऊपर अंदर से ऊपर की तरफ petals present होते हैं, and these are known as a male reproductive organs, and these male reproductive organs are called as a stamen. So petals के अंदर से लेकर ऊपर की तरफ मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट या मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स आर प्रेजेंट, एंड दीज मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स आर नोन एज अ stamen. Okay, now they collectively constitute the androecium. So all the part of the androecium makes the all the parts of the stamens makes the एंड्रोशियम. तो स्टेमन के सारे पार्ट मिलकर क्या बनाते हैं? एंड्रोशियम. हाउ आई विल शो यू. दिस इज अ complete structure of the androecium. This is a anthers. This is a connective where two anthers are connected to each other, and this is a filament. Stalk like structure is known as a filament. Okay, so here I will draw this is a anther, this is a connective, and from connective there is a stalk like structure is coming out, and this is known as a filament. This structure is known as a filament. This is a structure, this is a anther, and this is known as a connective. I believe you will understand this. So now it completely known as a androecium. Okay, now move forward. The stamens are present either in a single or more whorls. Okay, so stamens जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं मेल पार्ट, सो द स्टैमेंस आर प्रेजेंट आइदर इन अ सिंगल और मोर वॉल्स. सो इट इज प्रेजेंट इन अ सिंगल वॉल, सिंगल अरेंजमेंट होगा या फिर बहुत सारे होंगे. ठीक है, बहुत सारे लाइक दिस. तो बहुत सारे वर्ल के रूप में स्टैमेन प्रेजेंट होंगे. ओके, नाउ each stamen may be regarded as a highly modified leaved called microsporophyll. So this is a modified leaf. And this modified leaf like structure is also considered as a microsporophyll. Why it is called a microsporophyll? Because it contains small particles or small anthers. Okay, so anthers are the male gamete, and this microsporophyll contains the male gamete, that is called a anthers. Okay, now a typical stamen is differentiated into two parts, filament and anther. So this stamen is separated into two parts, differentiated into two parts, that is a anther and that is a filament. Okay, that I have told you already. Now move forward. The filament is a long stalk. This stalk I was teaching you about this. I was discussing just few minutes back. This is a stalk like structure. Okay, and it supports a fertile head called anther, or this supports this head, and this head is known as a anther, and this is a fertile. Why this is known as a fertile? Because of this anther, the fertilization process occurs. That is why it is called a fertile. Okay, now the two anther lobes are attached at the back by a small connective. So here you can see this connective. अगर आप इस connective के पीछे देखेंगे तो दो structure same like this two lobes. यहाँ पे आप देख रहे होंगे, you must have seen two lobes over here. When you go to the back side, more two lobes are present. So these four lobes are present in one filament. Okay, now each anther consists of two lobes. So this anther, this complete anther is contains two lobes. Number one is this and number two is this. So each anther contains two lobes and each lobe is differentiated into two chambers. Okay, when we cut by this HS, जिसको बोलते हैं horizontal section, when we take the horizontal section means जब हम यहाँ इसको बीच से ऐसे काटते हैं तो क्या होता है, each lobe is differentiated into two chambers and called pollen sacs. तो इस तरीके का स्ट्रक्चर निकल के आता है बाहर जब हम उसका HS लेते हैं, यानी कि हॉरिजेंटल सेक्शन लेते हैं तो इस तरीके का स्ट्रक्चर निकल के आता है. एंड दिस स्ट्रक्चर इज नोन एज अ pollen sacs. Why this is called a pollen sacs? Because pollen grains are present inside this pollen sacs. Okay, now into two chambers called pollen sacs filled with the pollen grains. I had told you right now, this pollen sacs are filled with the pollen grains. Okay, the wall of the pollen grains is made up of two layers. अब the wall of the pollen grain, अब ये जो pollen grain है इसके अंदर जो आप ब्लैक स्पॉट देख रहे होंगे दैट इज कॉल्ड अ pollen grain. इनकी जो वॉल है वो टू लेयर्स से मिलकर बनी होती है. वन इज एक्साइन एंड सेकेंड वन इज इंटाइन. अब एक्साइन और इंटाइन क्या होता है मैं आपको बताता हूँ, बट पहले आप ये समझ लीजिए कि दीज pollen, द लेयर ऑफ द pollen, द वॉल ऑफ द pollen grains are made up of two layers and these two layers are known as a axine and intine. So let's see what happens in the axine. So here you can see this axine. It is the outer बाहर की सबसे बाहर की लेयर होती है. ऑर्नामेंटेड मीन्स अट्रैक्टिव होती है एंड प्रोटेक्टिव होती है. ये इनर लेयर को प्रोटेक्ट करेगी और पॉलन ग्रेन को प्रोटेक्ट करेगी. एंड क्यूटिनाइज्ड, क्यूटिनाइज्ड का मतलब होता है वाटर प्रूफ, यानी कि एक्साइन जो आउटर लेयर है इसमें वाटर का कोई भी इफेक्ट नहीं होता. दिस इज अ वाटर रेजिस्टेंट लेयर, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज अ वाटर प्रूफ and it is a rough layer. Okay, why it is rough layer? Because it often bears spiny outgrowth. spiny outgrowth का मतलब होता है कांटों जैसा स्ट्रक्चर होता है इसका. एक्साइन का कांटों की तरह स्ट्रक्चर होता है. कांटे आपने देखे होंगे, स्पाइन्स आपने देखे होंगे. सो इट इज ऑल्सो सिमिलर एज अ स्पाइनी आउटग्रोथ, यानी कि बाहर के लेयर में कांटे होते हैं. ओके, नाउ come on the internal layer that is known as a intine. Okay, so it is thin, ये बहुत पतली होती है. delicate, बहुत soft होती है. and cellulose layer because it is made up of cellulose, so that is why it is considered as a cellulose layer that grows into the pollen tube. Okay, so inner layer of the pollen grains are making tube-like structure and this tube-like structure is known as a pollen tube. Okay, so I believe you understood this. Now move forward about the filament. I will tell you more about filament in my next video. Till then, prepare it. Thanking you. Thanks.